Hello, welcome or welcome back to the Yarn and Yarns YouTube channel. If you've not been here before, my name is Angela and all of the places you can find me should be linked in the description box below this video. Welcome to another vlog where someone else is choosing my knitting project. As you can see, I am not at home today. It is, let me check the date, it's the 8th of June as I'm recording this. It could be several weeks or months before this vlog goes up. We're in the midst of our roof repairs. If you've been following along with the channel, you might know or remember, depending on when this goes up, that we had to have major repair work done to our house. It's a beautiful day today, so I have decided to escape the noise. The tiles came off yesterday, the rotten felt is coming off today and they're putting the new felt on today, and it's just banging and crashing and noise, so I thought I would just pack a bag and head off down the coast path, and here I am. So I've snuck just a little way off of the path and I'm sat in a field, as you can see. Beautiful blue skies behind me. Gorgeous spring meadow, and I'm going to sit for a while and cast on a new project. This project has kindly been chosen for me by the lovely Jenny, who is archaeogrrrl over on Instagram and Ravelry, and you may have seen my first vlog in this series where I knit a Kira hat as chosen by the lovely Alex of Late Night Knits, and a few of you said that you would enjoy seeing more videos like that, so I popped a little shout out on my Patreon page to see if any of the lovely Patreons would like to choose a project for me, and I'm really happy to say that quite a few people have reached out to me and given me beautiful pattern and yarn suggestions, so I've got enough for a good series, I hope, of vlogs like this. I decided to start with the pattern that Jenny chose for two reasons. First, she was the first person to reply, and secondly, I've been able to use yarns that I've already got in my stash to progress this project, so it means that I've been able to start fairly quickly and not have to wait for yarns to arrive. What am I making? Well, I have brought out one of my gorgeous project bags by Emma of Eldenwood Craft, and this fabric has a little bit of a clue as to the pattern that I'm going to be knitting. So Jenny has chosen for me the Robin Socks, which is a pattern by Helen Stewart, who is Curious Handmade, and the pattern is actually called the Red Robin Socks. Sorry, I did say Red Robin Socks, but it's Red Robin Socks, and I think this was part of one of her iterations of the Sock Society. I'm not sure if she's done one or more of those. But I've picked a couple of yarns from my stash to get this project going. The first is a scrap of yarn, red yarn, and I know this was sent to me from the US. It's by a US dyer, but I can't remember off the top of my head which dyer this came from. I'll try and look it up on my stash page to see if I can find out. I know I've already knit some socks in this. I was trying to find an orangey red in my stash, and I did have a couple of options, but they were both full skeins, and I thought, because this is going to be heels, toes and cuffs, I didn't really want to break into a full skein for that, but I should have enough here to knit heels, toes and cuffs in my sock. And then for the main pattern, I'm going to be using another leftover. I knit my Mount Pleasant tee in this yarn from Curio Stitches, who sadly is not currently dyeing. This was their Druid colourway, a lovely sort of tonal, slightly variegated brown. So I'm putting these two together, which I think are fairly Robin-esque. So yeah, time to get casting on. What a glorious way to get my project started. I could definitely sit here all day, but I'm in the direct sun here, and I did slather myself with sun cream before I came out, but I do get burnt quite easily. So I've knit the first 5 or so rows. I reckon I might stretch my legs, carry on down the coast path a bit, see if I can find somewhere to sit for a bit to add a few more rows, but maybe in the shade rather than in the sun. I've walked another mile or so further around the coast path. A lot of the path has been shady, but I found a bench with a cracking view. So even though I'm not in the shade, I'm gonna sit and knit a few more rounds. Check out this view. Hey lovelies, fast forward to Sunday. It's a glorious day here in South Wales. I'm sat in the garden in my pyjamas because I'm classy like that. It's been quite a hectic week, so no work has ensued on my red robin socks. I cast on Tuesday when I was out for my coast path walk. I managed to finish the cuff while I was out. But I'm going to sit now and get going on the leg. I kind of had a goal in my head that I'd like to finish the leg of the first sock by the end of the weekend. So if I want to crack on and do that, I need to knit the leg today. But it's nice and quiet out here. Still got the scaffolding up behind me for our roof works, but hopefully that will be coming down soon. The majority of the work's been done now, so that's one good thing, but also one of the reasons that not much progress has been made. I haven't really felt like doing that much crafting. I've been quite tired in the evenings with all of the comings and goings, so yeah, time to enjoy the blue skies. In the shade, of course, it's too hot to sit in the sun, and get working on my sock. I've had such a pleasant hour or so sat out here in the shade. It's so hot today. We've got some work to do on the garden a little bit later, but we're going to have to wait till this evening till the shade comes over the garden because it's crazy hot. Anyway, I have made some progress on my red robin sock. I am absolutely loving this pattern. It's a really simple texture, sort of row repeated every few, but it makes for this absolutely lovely pattern, which is kind of, I guess, reminiscent of bird's feathers maybe, or little sort of tracks that birds' feet make across the ground. I'm not sure what the intention was. I haven't read the intro to the pattern, but yeah, it's such a lovely knit. I'm really enjoying this. I've been suffering from a bit of lack of sock mojo recently. It started to come back when I made the rice pudding socks, lovely pattern by Caroline of Colourful Creativity. and yeah, definitely coming back full force with this pattern. It's going to be such a soothing knit because there's just enough interest to sort of break up the monotony of just plain stocking stitch. I just love this yarn from Curio Stitches, who sadly is not dying at the moment. But yeah, I'm really glad that I have found a project to use up some of the leftovers from my Mount Pleasant project. And I love the contrast of that really sort of bright red with the brown. Absolutely beautiful. Going to thoroughly enjoy every stitch of this project. Back for a Monday check-in on my sock project. Sat in a slightly different shady spot in the garden, and our scaffolding's still up, but it should be coming down soon. The bulk of the work is over now, which is nice. So it's about 4:30 in the afternoon. I finished work for the day, so I've come out to sit and enjoy a bit of knitting and listen to my current audiobook. I'm listening to the Four Winds by Kristin Hannah, I think the author is. It sucked me right in, the story, but it's not a light-hearted, jolly story by any stretch of the imagination. Anyway, I have finished the leg. I finished the leg yesterday evening on my first sock, which I'm really excited about. I'm just loving how this yarn is knitting up in this lovely, simple but really effective texture. So time for me to add in a heel while I listen to my book. I've come down to the beach this morning. It's just past 8 AM on Tuesday. There's a little bit of a cool breeze, so I don't know how much that's going to pick up on the sound, so I apologise if you can hear that. You can probably hear the sea in the background. It's quite high tide, not as high as it gets for sure, but yeah, I'm quite near the sea today, which is lovely. I'm out for my daily walk, but I've brought my knitting with me, so I thought I'd share my progress on my sock. I walked down through the park this morning, and a beautiful little robin hopped into my path. I'm not sure how well he's going to show up on the camera, but if I can get the footage to work, I will pop that in here. So I'm not sure whether you saw that or not, but either way, it's pretty serendipitous considering I'm working on the red robin socks. So yesterday I popped in my beautiful red heel, and I also worked a little bit on the foot. I managed to get to the point where I've finished the gusset decreases. It's a sort of eye of partridge heel, flap and gusset in the pattern. So yeah, I'm at the point now where I just need to knit down the foot until I reach the point where I need to change back to the red and pop in the toe, and that should go even quicker now because I'm only patterning on the top of the foot. So yeah, loving this project and loving this beautiful day. The sea is creeping ever closer, so I think that's my cue. I should have time to just about wander to the end of this little beach and back before the sea swallows up the beach, if that's what it's going to do. And then time to head home for work, although I could sit here all day. Hello again. I've never been away. I don't know why I'm saying hello. It's always awkward trying to start a new clip for these vlogs. So it's Thursday. I think it's been a couple of days, at least a day, since I checked in for this vlog. I've been knitting on and off on my sock project, so I thought I'd update you. As you can see, I'm back at the beach. It's about 10 AM and I've had quite a slow start to the day. No orders came in on the website, which means I've got a sort of set my own pace kind of day to day, and no orders to package and take to the post office. So I've brought my breakfast down to the beach along with my sock project, and then for the rest of my work day I'm hoping to work on sewing up some bags, some project bags from some hand woven fabric. So yeah, it should be a nice kind of more chilled, set my own pace kind of day. I can kind of get back into a bit more of a work routine as and when I want to do it now the building work is finished. Anyway, sock. So last night I cut off the main colour because I'm ready to insert the toe on this first sock. So it's been, what, a week and a half since I first started this project. Usually it takes me a lot less than that to knit a sock, but yeah, with everything going on, it's been nice to sort of slow down and spend time with this project. And so yeah, I thought I'd spend half an hour or so down here this morning as part of my spend some time outside and daily walk to knit my toe. It's much more overcast today. The temperatures have really dropped, and we might even get some rain showers later, which is actually really nice. I think that's another reason that I've been feeling a little less energetic, is it's just been really quite warm here in the UK, or at least warm for us. So yeah, it's going to be nice to spend some time on the cool beach doing a bit of knitting and listening to the sea and eating my breakfast. I've been here for about half an hour. I think it's time for me to pack up and finish my walk and head home and start work. I haven't made tons of progress on my toe. Usually I'd have made more progress than that, but I get mesmerised by the sea and my hands stop. I don't know why that is. When I'm outside, I tend to be watching things and my hands kind of disengage, whereas when I'm at home just watching telly, my hands want something to do. But yeah, I guess that's the magic of being in nature. There's been a cormorant fishing just out to sea as well. He keeps diving down, swimming along quite a few metres and then popping back up again, searching for food. So I've been happily watching the fishing going on as well, which has distracted me from my knitting. But I'm hoping to finish this toe and probably the cuff of the second sock today too. I mentioned earlier that I'm planning on sewing for work today. I sew at my dining room table and it's not the most comfortable of setups, but it's what I've got at the moment. So I tend to set a timer on my phone and sew for half an hour and then take a break, just to be kind to my shoulders, my back, my legs. So on my breaks I will continue to knit the toe, and as I say, I'm hoping to cast on the second sock and get the cuff done today as well. So we shall see. I'll see. Cormorant has got out of the sea and he's perched on one of the breakers down there, drying out his wings. I don't know how well my phone's going to pick that up, but I will try and creep a little bit closer and also zoom in. Quick Sunday check-in for my socks. You can tell it's Sunday because hair. I haven't checked in for a couple of days, but I have been working on my socks. Sock number 1 is finished. So I think last time we chatted, we were at the beach and I was adding some rows to the toe. So that day I did manage to finish the first toe and start the cuff for the second sock. And then over the last couple of days, I've been picking this up and knitting on it on and off, and I've knit the leg and I've just put in the heel flap. So I need to go back to working with the main colour now, start doing my gusset decreases. So I'm hoping that this will get finished in the next couple of days. It's Sunday the 20th of June as I'm recording this now, and there'll be lots of spinning in my future. I'm going to be joining in the Tour de Fleece, and there's also Bats to Hats going on, hosted by the lovely Alex of Late Night Knits. And over in the Woolen Spinning Group, we are embarking on a spindle spun summer. So lots of spindle spinning between now and the 20-something of September, trying to get as much spun up on spindles as we can. So yeah, I'd like to get this project off the needles because yeah, focus will be on spinning for the next few weeks. So I'm looking forward to getting cracking with that. I don't want to rush through the rest of this project, but equally I don't want it to be hanging around too much longer now, because I know I'm going to get distracted. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Well, hello, it's Tuesday, 2 weeks since I cast on my sock project, and this bag contains finished socks. Yay, cast them off last night. So I'm going to pop upstairs, give them a soak and put them on my sock blockers, leave them to dry, and then in a day or two we'll come back and show off the socks and have a final chat and round out the vlog. Time to wrap up for this vlog. My socks are finished, they are blocked, they are ready to wear, and I'm ever so slightly in love. So I have had so much fun knitting this pattern. I'm a little bit sad to see it over and done with. I think they turned out absolutely beautifully. I'm really pleased with my combination and the fact that I was able to use up some bits and pieces from my stash. So just as a quick recap, the pattern is the Red Robin Socks by Helen, who is Curious Handmade. And the yarns, the red, I did look it up in my stash, and it's from a dyer called Stitch Please, and I'm not sure if they're still going or not. I believe, if memory serves me, they're a dyer from the US, and I was gifted this skein in a swap. And this particular red happens to be in the very fun colourway called The Blood of Thine Enemies. Which, yeah, tickled me, as you can tell. And the main colour that I used is the Druid colourway from Curio Stitches, who I know is sadly no longer dyeing, or at least not dyeing at the moment. And I had this left over from my Mount Pleasant tee that I knit a couple of years ago, and I still have a little bit more of this yarn left in my stash, so there might be at least one more project in the future from this yarn. But as you can see, it's this lovely sort of tonal brown colourway. And yeah, I just had a real blast knitting these. They kept me going while we had our building works going on. So yeah, it's nice to share quite a bit of footage with you with these socks being knit out and about in various places. But yeah, I can definitely recommend the pattern. If you've ever knit any of Curious Handmade's patterns, you'll know they're very detailed, and they're split out line by line, so you can tick off as you go along how far you are, and there's usually a measurement of how much yarn you've used at any point in the pattern as a percentage, so you'll know if you're using leftovers where the sort of 50% mark is, for instance. So yeah, usually really clearly written and really easy to follow. I knit mine on 2.25mm needles. That's my standard sock needle. I'm a slightly looser than average knitter, so I know a lot of people knit their socks on 2.5, but I go down to 2.25, and the particular needles that I used to knit these were my Leica fixed circulars. I ended up using a 100cm cord, which is not my favourite. It's a bit too long for a single sock, but it was the sock needle that I had free when I cast these on. So yeah, although it was a little bit frustrating doing magic loop on that long cord, it didn't slow me down at all, and as I said earlier in this clip, I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed knitting these socks. So thank you so much to the lovely Jenny for picking out this pattern for me. I'm going to enjoy wearing these a little bit later on in the year. They're a little bit taller in the leg than I tend to go for with my standard sock pattern. I wouldn't want to go any taller than this for my chunky legs. I'd need to start doing some increases if I went any taller than this, but they fit lovely, and I think it's going to be nice to have a pair of socks that's slightly longer in my sock wardrobe for when the autumn and winter comes. Yeah, all done. Thoroughly thrilled, and I am so enjoying getting other folks to choose my knitting projects, and I've got a few more upcoming projects in this series to come. So I hope you will join me for those videos, and of course all of the other videos that I pop up here on Yarn and Yarns. I'll be back again soon with more content, but until we get to spend time together again, I hope you get to do some of the things that you enjoy, and I think there's only one fitting way for me to round out this vlog.